GuitarLessons.com, the #1 name in guitar lessons online.
Welcome back, guys, to this beginner guitar lessons series at GuitarLessons.com. In the last lesson, we learned a G and a D chord. And I hope you've been working on those and getting those under your fingers and getting them really clean and just down cold to where you don't really have to think about the shapes much anymore. You just go right to it. The last two chords we need to learn in order to play our song are an A minor 7th. Don't worry too much about the name right now, but it's an A minor 7th and a regular C major chord. It's an open. All these chords we're learning are open chords. So first of all, let's learn the A minor 7th chord. In the diagram that's on the page, you're gonna see an X over the low E string. That means don't play it, right? The next string over, you're gonna see a 0 above the nut on the A string, so that means play that one open. Then you're going to play with your middle finger, you're going to go to the 2nd fret of the D string. Next string over the G string, you're going to play open. And the next string over, the B string, you're going to play with your 1st finger on the 1st fret. And then finally, the high E string, you're going to play open as well. So take a look at that chord diagram, get that chord under your fingers a bit, and then give all the strings except for the low E string a strum. That's an A minor 7th chord. Do that again. Take it off, put it on a few times till your muscles start to remember where it is. Again, make sure your fingers are curved over nicely. You're playing on the tips of your fingers, not laid over like that, otherwise you'll get that nasty muted sound. Another thing, when you're making these chords, make sure that your fingers are right behind the frets on all these things. So if my fingers are back here, close towards the back of the frets, it gets kind of buzzy. If I get right behind the frets, it sounds good. Even on this guitar, I don't know if you can see it on here, but I have divots right behind the frets from where my fingernails dig in to the fretboard. And that's, that could be a good thing, just because that tells you that you're playing where you should be. So that's your A minor 7th chord. Now, this is really cool because to play our C major chord, the next and last chord that we're going to learn, all I have to do is add one finger to our A minor 7th chord. And now this, if you'll notice, this 3rd finger over here is just hanging out, waiting to come down on the 3rd fret of the A string, the 5th string. So you'll see a 3 on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and that's the note you want to add in to make a C major chord. Now leave your low E string out again because you're going to have an X down here above the nut on your chord diagram. So don't play that one at all. Just start on your 5th string and strum all 5 strings. That's your C major chord. Just strum through that a few times, take it off, put it on, make sure you're relaxed, make sure your fingers are curving around. This finger, this 3rd finger that we added, is kind of a trouble spot for most people because it tends to kind of lay over and mute just everything. So you're going to have to make sure that you come around and curve that finger and come right down on the tip of your finger. So now that you have your A minor 7 and your C chord down, it's time to learn the song that I promised. So I'll see you in the next lesson, guys, and get ready to have some fun.